Another injury to this key Arsenal player. Look, I think it's about time we had a conversation because I think there's going to be a difference of opinion, not only on this player, but on the whole back line. So I thought we could have a discussion on this because I think that everyone will have a different idea on what to do. Before we get into it though, just quick, do me a favour, hit like on this video. So the player I'm talking about is of course Tomiyasu. But like I said, the whole video is not going to be about Tomiyasu. I want to speak about Arsenal's back line in particular. But let me know your thoughts on Tomiyasu getting injured again. To me, it's a frustration. Look, I've let my feelings for Tomiyasu be known multiple times on this channel. I really, really like the player. I think he offers something different to the rest of our defenders, not only in left back, but maybe across the whole back line. He is fast, he's quick, he's strong. His one-on-one ability, as said by Mikel Arteta, is one of the very best in the whole club. But he does get injured a lot. We saw it last season. He had knee surgery. This season, he's had calf injuries, and now he's out again, and he's likely to miss the Chelsea game. To be fair, it's probably a game that I would have liked to have seen Tomiyasu in. I don't think the Chelsea game is a game for Zinchenko. I think Kiwior can come in and will come in to do a job, but I think this game is perfect for a Tomiyasu. We're just getting him back to a level of fitness where he started to look not rusty again. And then he's out with injury. It's so frustrating he had to miss the Wolves game. But it's these games like Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United we've got coming up, who are teams who do have good wingers. And you need that one-on-one defensive capability that Tomiyasu holds above most other Arsenal left-backs. So that's a frustration for me. And I think, like I said, it does pose the question, what do you do with Tomiyasu? Do you keep it? We know he's just signed a new long-term... It wasn't a super long-term deal. I think he extended for a couple more years. But does there come a time where you have to look at Tomiyasu and say, I really like the player, I really do. But how long can we continue with him not being available? You know, your best ability as a footballer is availability. If you're never available, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're never going to get the benefit for a prolonged period over the duration of a full season, which is what you need with when you're building like a title-winning team, to be honest. You can't have players who are in and out of the squad because it just affects the balance. And I don't know. Look, I guess the only silver lining is that we've got Yuri and Timber on a comeback. I'm sure you've all seen the clips of Yuri and Timber yesterday scoring that worldie for the under-21s. Brilliant to see Timber back on the pitch. I can't wait to have him back in the squad. Will we see him this season? I don't know. Arsenal have been very cautious with the way that they've been progressing, Yuri and Timber. So it does leave you with a question. You know, you're certainly not going to play him against Chelsea, which is probably fair. He only had 45 minutes for the under-21s, and he did do very, very well. The thing I was surprised of, though, look, I've only seen the clips, so let me know if I'm wrong, but it seems like they deployed him as more of a centre-back. From some of the defensive passages that I've seen, he was in the left centre-back role far more than he was anywhere else from what I saw. I mean, there was times in the match where he pushed forward and he was obviously attacking, which was great to see. And it's good to see his technical ability on the ball, his passing, just his movement, his low centre of gravity. He's not the biggest defender in the world, but he moves so well. Even just getting over such a horrific injury, Yuri and Timber looked good. And I'm so excited to see him back with this Arsenal team. But maybe we have to park that for now because Yuri and Timber's not available not only for the Chelsea game, but maybe not for the Tottenham game as well. So where do you play him? We've got that Bournemouth game coming up. Is that a match that Mikel Arteta has earmarked for the return of Yuri and Timber? I guess it does make sense. It's not the best team in the world. It's a good mid-table team, certainly with a good striker in Dominic Solanke. So maybe that will be a good battle for Tomiyasu. But I don't know what we do in this back line. Do we need to buy another defender? You know, a lot of people are saying we need to sell Zinchenko. We need to sell Tomiyasu. So if you do that, you know, you're going to need to bring a defender in. But then that leaves me with a question, and I want to open it up to you guys. If we do sign a defender, what kind of defender do you go for? I mean, a lot of people have been saying for a long time we need to buy a centre-back, but I understand that, and I did think that as well. But now I'm starting to think if we can go out there and get a world-class left-back, would that be the better option? Like I said, let me know in the comment section. But look, I've always thought when Yuri and Timber comes back, he's going to be playing in that left-back role. That's going to be his. But like I said, in that under-21 game, he was playing him centre-back. But also, could it be good to have Yuri and Timber as a rotation player with Ben White. We know he can play centre-back. We know he can play right-back. And he can play left-back. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what Mikel Arteta goes out and does in the summer. Because, I imagine he will go out and try and get a striker, a winger, and a central midfielders. Those are the positions that I earmarked as most important. But now, with what's happened, does that leave you thinking maybe we do need to bring a defender in? And if you do, what kind of defender do you bring in? Do you bring just a backup for Ben White? Do you bring in a centre-back who can rotate with the other guys to maybe give them a couple of game off? Or do you go out and get a fully fledged left-back, world-class left-back to play in that position? Like I said, in a perfect world, Jurrien Timber comes back, don't get injured, and he makes that left-back position his own. He's definitely good enough. He has all the attributes needed to really secure that left-back position, and I think that will advance Arsenal tenfold. If we can lock down that left-back position, which is a position we haven't seemed to have done yet. Sometimes we like the abilities that Zinchenko has, so we play him. Sometimes we like what Kiwior or Tomiyasu offers, so we play them. But on the right-hand side, we don't have that similar debate. We have Ben White, who secured that position. He's made it his own. There's no debate. Ben White plays right-back. If we can bring someone, or if Jurrien Timber could come back and have that same mentality over that left-back position, then I think we don't need to strengthen the defensive lineup. Maybe you do bring someone else to help out in them centre-back roles. But then if you do have Jurrien Timber who comes back and claims that position, then you're going to have Tomiyasu when he is available to maybe slot into central defence. Kiwior to cover for Gabriel, which is why he was actually brought in. So maybe we will actually start to see Kiwior given game time in his preferred position. I can't remember seeing too much of Kiwior at centre-back, so it'll be interesting to see maybe how he can get on there. Now, he's not going to play the bigger games in that position. That will always be Gabriel and Saliba. That partnership is the best in world football for me. But you do need cover for certain games, for cup games. At times when you're playing so much football, I think Mikel Arteta can be accused of, maybe overplaying some of our players at some points. I think there was a game against PSV where we had already secured Champions League qualification, where he went out and played a full defensive lineup against PSV when we had already qualified. So maybe, Mikel Arteta has things to learn in terms of rotation for next season, because I think we're seeing it now coming in towards this end part of the season. These players are knackered. So every bit of rest you can get during the season, I think you have to take advantage of. So we're going to just talk now very quickly on the title race, because, it is interesting. Arsenal are in an interesting position. Arsenal have got Chelsea tonight, Liverpool, they've got Everton tomorrow, and then Man City have got Brighton on Thursday. So they're all actually quite difficult games in their own rights. Arsenal against Chelsea, it's always difficult. No matter how bad Chelsea are, they always seem to turn up against Arsenal. So that's going to be a fascinating watch. Liverpool versus Everton. It's obviously a local derby. So that's always a big game. You would expect Liverpool to be playing at such a high level at the minute that they're probably going to, brush Everton aside. But like I said, it's a derby. You never know what's going to happen in a derby. And the best team doesn't always win. So that'll be one to keep an eye on. But the Man City versus Brighton one is interesting for me, because I don't think Man City looked that great when they played Chelsea. I think they did look tired, and it does make me laugh. Pep coming out with these kind of comments saying I can't remember how he phrased it, but he was saying basically it's a liberty that Man City are being asked to play, all these fixtures so congested. But Arsenal have had a way worse run. Arsenal played tonight after having played on the weekend. Man City got an extra 2 days rest over us. So that did make me chuckle about Pep's comments. But yeah, it is an interesting period, and it's certainly an interesting week for Arsenal, because if we can beat Chelsea and then go ahead and beat Tottenham, we put ourselves in a fantastic position in this year's title race. Listen, if we can beat Chelsea and Tottenham, and then we've got to play Bournemouth, and I think, look, Old Trafford has always been a notoriously difficult place for Arsenal to go. But there's no doubt in that Arsenal's squad is far superior to Man United's at the minute. So if we can go into that game having to go to Old Trafford to win, I wouldn't doubt it for 1 second that these players have the ability to go there and do that. So I just hope we can get past Chelsea tonight, which I think will be easier than the Tottenham game, if I'm being honest. Chelsea is a very difficult fixture. They're playing so good at the minute. We might be blessed by the fact that Cole Palmer's been injured. I did do the breakdown for Chelsea in yesterday's video, so after this, go and watch that if you haven't already. But yeah, then we got to play got to play Tottenham in the weekend. If we can get these 2 wins, then I think Arsenal probably put themselves in pole position for this Premier League title. Obviously, we're still relying on Man City to drop points. But if we can win every single game till the end of the season, which will be difficult, maybe I am being slightly hopeful, maybe I'm dreaming a little bit, but that's what you dare to do as a football fan. That's what keeps it exciting. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What do you think about Tomiyasu? Do you persist with him for another season or 2? Are you in the opinion of, listen, he's probably picked up too many injuries now, so we need to sell him? You know, and what do you do with that back line? Do we need to bring in any kind of defender, left back, centre back, right back in the summer? Let me know. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Like I said, before you go, if you could just do me the favour of giving me a thumbs up on this video, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.